Hello, once again, ladies and gentlemen, to another filler art video. Today's fusion of mons we are going to be doing is Gothtel and a lowland sand shrew. See how this goes. All right, so I started off here kind of wanting to play into the whole igloo kind of thing. So I'm sitting here playing around, making a little igloo body, trying to make it a little whimsical and fantastical. And then here I am kind of trying to figure out a head shape. I wanted to keep that kind of short guy energy that Sandshrew has while keeping the kind of hooded intensity that Gothitelle has. Generations 5 and 7? Yeah, 7. Alolittel. Are at interesting points, to say the least. So I don't have the greatest memory of running through these games. I know on Black I never really used a Gothitelle. I was more Uniclus myself. Just something about that little jelly boy really got me happy. But in the end here, as we're going along, you'll notice I ended up kind of just scrapping the igloo kind of aesthetic, and I wanted to go a little bit more for like the puffer jacket look. Since Gothitelle kind of encompasses the Lolita clothing culture, I wanted this to almost feel like a fanciful streetwear type of look. So as we're going in here, you'll notice I'm adding things like the oversized sleeves kind of tucked in at the middle, because the Sandshrew's arms are a little too small to fully fit the size of the jacket, and thusly the bottom of the jacket is kind of just dragging on the ground. But he still has the big old bow tie because he's still trying to figure out exactly what his style is. I also ended up taking a lot of inspiration from the character designs of South Park, and it becomes pretty apparent if you think of the character Kenny with the kind of closed-in jacket hood motif. So now we're going to go in, we're giving Alolan Sandshrews eye and skin tone to help kind of differentiate that it's him inside of this coat as opposed to it being an extension of his body. But then I wanted to keep some of those icy shade areas from the original sprite as the accenting detail color, more or less to just kind of add some contrast between the blacks and the yellow-green of Sandshrew's skin tone. Now, you're going to see a lot of things kind of flashing back and forth here. I was having so many different kinds of difficulties with my tool palette, and I just couldn't get it figured out at this point in time. If you see here, I'm trying to go through and erase the same thing 5 or 6 different times before I ended up just giving up. But then we continue on with our coloring here and going in and giving that bow tie that same kind of muted, icy gray blue that we gave the rim of the hood. I don't like that word. That's the trim. The trim of the hood. That's the word for it. Before then, we go in and we fill the rest of the puffer jacket with Gothitelle's signature charcoal black. And then we just kind of spend a decent amount of time going through, filling in color, filling in color. And you guessed it, having more difficulties with the eraser. I promise I do eventually get that figured out. I had some issue with an opacity setting that I didn't notice until it was a little later on. But we finish up going on through, giving that base color coat. Then what I did here was I took the shaded part of Gothatel's charcoal outfit. We went through and kind of gave some more detailed acts, some more detail lines to as the stitching texture of the puffer jacket itself. So if you notice, the seams on the hood were traditionally the three segments would be sewn together between left, right, and top, and then where the different sections of the main body of the jacket would be. I probably should have, as I'm watching this back, added a seam down the front as a way to add to the idea of a jacket overall. But I still think it looks good as is. More or less you can tell that it's supposed to be a jacket. But then as you saw, I did finally get the eraser working, so we went through and we got rid of our original guidelines for our line art. And then we're going to go in here and we are doing our black masking for our lower shadow lights. So I was trying to be a little bit more conservative on this one because, as usual, I did some front top lighting because I guess there's a part in my head that thinks that's going to be the easiest way to do it most of the time. We're going in, kind of adding some definition in the shadow over the shoulders to help simulate some of that depth of the jacket, along with just kind of some feather thin shading around the lower edge of the bow tie and where it kind of where it would project the shadow back onto the coat. And then here, just some more of that simulated depth in the form of the shadow where the sleeve would go back behind where the torso is. Now see, I wish I had more stories to tell about mods like Sandshrew or even Gothitelle, because as it stands right now, I end up just kind of narrating this art video like I'm trying to be Pokemon's Bob Ross or something. But unfortunately, I don't honestly have much of an experience with either, other than I think they're both just generally good character designs. I like that Gothitelle plays into the whole Lolita culture, especially how it kind of saw an influx in America in the gothic Lolita after things like Death came over to the States around the same time that Black and White were coming out. Or how Alolan Sandshrew plays into the whole idea of this divergent evolutionary line because of the temperate climate changing as to where it's living on the planet. I like the subtle little reasons why they design characters the way they do in the Pokemon franchise. It's fun being able to explore these little concepts as I'm going through making these fused kind of fan arts of these Pokemon. But with that, I guess we're about done. So we're gonna give this our little send-off in the corner there. And with that, I'd just like to say, if you like watching this video, feel free to leave a like down below. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if there's anything you'd like to see in a future video, feel free to leave a comment. In the meantime, guys, bye.